Okay. Hi, I'm recording a video. I don't know where to look. Here? Whatever. Anyway, a lot of people were interested in my Gelfling Puppet head that was going to be part of my costume, and I'm going to show it off real quick before I pack it up and put it away, because my Halloween plans got messed up. Halloween is like half finished, and I didn't want to like slam it together for an arbitrary deadline. I kind of just want to disassemble it, put it in a box, and just fucking forget about it. Because I'm just so flustered. I'm so frustrated. I don't want to think about it anymore. I might do it for like a convention cosplay or something fun like that. That might be fun. But my next convention's not till like January, March. So I have time, and until then, I just want to put it in a box, put it in my closet, clean my room, glue my ass to a chair, work on my goddamn comic work, play some video games. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just frustrated. I'll probably feel different about this in like a few weeks. I'll probably be like, oh, I want to drag it out and I want to work on it a little. But right now, I busted my ass for a Halloween deadline. And I'm done and I'm tired. It's half finished. It's got a lot of work it needs done. So I'm just going to show it off really quick because people were interested. And honestly, I am proud of the work I did get done. But, anyway. So here before oh my god, her eye. That's another problem. The eye mechanism is imperfect. So I should put a sticker where the camera actually is, because I keep looking at myself like, ugh, I look like trash. My hair, I need to wash my hair. It's 4 a.m. I just really wanted to pack it up and put it away ASAP because I'm so tired of it. But I knew I needed to at least record a little of it because people did like it, and I technically like it. I'm just so pissed off. Anyway, so here I am showing off. Again, the outfit is like, I'm gonna scoot back a little. The outfit is like half finished. Everything's half finished. I'll show you. Anyway, this is the puppet. She's got ears. She's got this little head thing was gonna be turned into like a little scarf hat thing, but I ran out of time. Like, here's her little outfit. Oh, the belt got everything shifted around. She is held together with sewing pins right now. Sewing pins, a safety pin, and a hairpin. So, yeah. Here she is. You can see the inside of the mouth. You can see my fingers, because I went to the craft store and for $1 bought some red foam. And for $1 I bought white puffy paint, which I was going to turn into her mouth and teeth. And I'll explain that later. I can't find that bag. It's gone. And I was like, oh, I gotta run to the craft store and get all that to finish. And I don't want to. I really don't want to. So I'm not going to. And that's another thing she gets to get. But anyway, you can see my finger, at least in the top of her mouth, you can see like the sort of thumb strap that lets me control her mouth. So apologies for the creepiness of seeing my fingers in the mouth. But yeah. It worked out pretty good, and I'll get into how I made it in a second. But yeah, so the mouth opens and closes, and her little head moves, and her head is not totally connected to the body, which again, everything is held together with pins, so it's like slowly sliding apart. As you can see, her eye likes to roll, and that's because the eye mechanism isn't finished. It was one of those things, well, I'll finish it when I get to it. Because right now, okay, I can turn her eyes by pulling on this like mechanism, but I have to take my whole hand out of her mouth. So it's not very elegant. So I was going to attach a wire to my pinky and move my pinky around, and I just didn't do it. I ran out of time. I'm tired and busy, and God, I have better things to do. I want to throw it in a box. Anyway, again, I'm being very pessimistic. So yeah, she was originally going to blink, but the latex, this is actually a latex face, and I'll get into that in a second. But she can't, because I made the latex too thick, because I was a coward. Anyway, so yeah, it moves really well. So I'm going to start disassembling it, showing it off. Her hands got kind of made, like I made each hand in 5 minutes out of clay. Like, this is going to sound weird, because I realize I'm a really good fast sculptor, so I'm probably going to present it and say, oh, it looks like trash. And I already can tell a bunch of people are going to probably respond like, no, it looks really good, looks really good. I can sculpt a lot better than this is what I'm saying. I know that sounds really stupid, but I can. So this is disappointing to me. I did it in like again, 5 minutes worth of sculpting. So this is super sculpty, which was a bad decision because it's heavy. Like this weighs as much, this whole doll, because of what I made it out of on purpose, because it's a puppet, weighs as much as this one hand, because this hand is, here, I'm going to whack it on the desk, super sculpty. Because that's what I had, and I didn't want to spend any more money, and I didn't want to run to the store again. So here's one of the hands. I mean, it's been blushed and painted a little. You can see where the original color is here at this tip, and then I painted it. And I'll get into the painting process in a bit. I need to wash my hair. Normally it's fluffier than this. Hell. Piss. So yeah, there's the little hand. It's fine. This is the stick it was going to be on, so I could control it. But I realized, oh, that's going to be hell on earth, because this, again, weighs as much as the whole fucking puppet. Sorry for my language. I don't know why anyone's watching this who follows me and thinks I'm not going to cuss, because I wasn't raised right. Anyway, here's the other hand. Again, 5 minutes of sculpting, and I realize this is going to sound off like a humble brag, but I can do better than this. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can. I've done it before. I'm a really good sculptor, so again, that comes off like cocky and shitty. I'm just saying I sculpt a lot. I'm good. Look, I'm not good at a lot of things, okay? I'm kind of an idiot. So when I am good at something, I'm kind of proud about it. That's just how it is. Like, I have other things I sculpted. I have, yeah, you gotta zoom in on my dirty shirt. I got, this is a head. These are, acrylic doll eyes, but this is a head I sculpted. I was gonna turn into, like, a resin casted. Will you zoom on the head and not my... Do I have to get out of the frame? Zoom. Zoom, you bastard. Whatever. I don't care that much. Welcome to hell. Anyway. Here's the puppet. So yeah, she also is going to have little arms. Which, this is the state of them. Sad empty sacks. I don't care. Nobody cares. But anyway, so the thing about this doll is, sorry for thumping the desk. I really don't give a shit. But sorry for... Oh, and I forgot I have a lapel mic. And I keep thumping it. I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world. But I didn't want to put a lot of effort into this. I just want to get it done. Anyway, so... I sound like such a piece of shit. I'm just so done. I just want to draw my comics. I want to get more Iris and Angel pages done and set off so I can start inking them. And I want to play Outer Worlds. And I want to lie down in a ditch. Anyway, so the puppet. Where was I? Yeah, there's all these parts that are done. And originally she was going to have legs, but fuck no. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to shelve it. And it might become a cosplay. That might be fun, like, because I'm going to be going to conventions, and this year I'm actually going to have table assistance, so I'll get, like, an hour on the floor, so I might be able to, like, carry it around. I can work on it. That'd be nice. Some problems with it. Then it becomes, do I take this puppet, or do I use this as a springboard to make a better puppet? Because this thing has problems. And again, I made it on a budget of $50, $60, and I'll get in that in a bit. But this has problems. Again, the mouth works fine. The mouth works way better than it should. And that's largely because of just pure luck. This was going to be a rod puppet. With a rod puppet, they're like ventriloquist dummies, where you have a rod and mechanisms that go into the head, and you pull strings and do that. And I made that, and that's what it was originally going to be. Problem is, that broke, because it was made out of garbage. It was made out of garbage, so it... rip my own hair out. It was made out of garbage, so it broke. And so at the last minute, she had to become a hand puppet, because I'm like, oh god, I have to have this done by Halloween. Arbitrary deadlines, but I originally had plans for Halloween. So, anyway. So, at the last minute, she became a hand puppet, which changed the entire inner mechanism of the head, and it became... It threw a lot of things off. I'm lucky the mouth works so good, because it wasn't designed to work with a thumb doing stuff. Like, as you can see, she actually, if I'm not careful, I can pull her mouth to one side, because your thumb favors a side, so I have to be really careful about how I pull it. So there's the question of, if I do decide to do a cosplay, do I roll and just be like, no, this is my budget puppet, that's half the appeal, Or do I spend 3 months very slowly and meticulously making another version of this? Because I'm about to break down what she's made out of, and it's garbage, basically. So, could I do this better with not garbage? Could I do it better making it a hand puppet from the start? Those are all the fun questions. The fun thing about being a hand puppet is you can do like the stupid face, you know, when you pull your bat face. Now, alright, I'm going to start breaking her down. And then, oh, before I start breaking it down, I'm going to show you the process of making it here. I'm going to, God, this thing, again, it's held together with safety pins. I've been stabbed 5 times just, my room's also a mess because I've been working on it off and on in my break time. I've, just kind of had everything sitting out, so my desk is a mess, my bed's a mess. I don't have any, like, storage space, so if something's using closet space, I have to pull everything out of my closet. It's hell. Anyway, so, I'm about to show you something horrifying. Originally, I sculpted the head out of Super Sculpting, and I baked it. And you might have seen this preview on Twitter weeks ago. Well, I didn't do my research. It turns out when you make a latex mask, which you do need to make something like latex or silicone if you want to have a flexible puppet head, I forgot that you have to make the mold out of plaster, because plaster is what leaches the moisture out of the latex to create the skin during a process called dwelling. And this wouldn't work because it's hard, and plaster is also hard. You can't use, either the mold gets destroyed or the head gets destroyed, and Sculpey is too strong. I couldn't cast plaster with this. I would destroy the plaster. Sculpey's just heavy and strong. So, because I'm doing everything on a budget and it's shoestring and I'm just rushing and I don't care, I actually, here, I can get it real quick while I'm talking. I made a mold of the face using hot glue. Yeah, I'm going to show you what happened. It's kind of a reveal because it's horrifying. So I took the face, just squirted hot glue all over in a thick layer, let it cool, put it over the face, and pulled it out, and I kind of have some foil just to give it some stability. Now, the problem with that is hot glue has a good grip to it, and it ripped off some of the facial features, and I was able to remove those from the hot glue, but not before they got ripped off. So now it looks like this monstrosity. Like, I had to fill the open mouth with modeling clay, like dollar store modeling clay. Like, this is made out of Super Sculpey. It's probably one of the most expensive things I bought, and I bought because the only craft store in town is Hobby Lobby, and you can use 40% off coupons at Hobby Lobby. So almost everything I bought was like, I went to Hobby Lobby with a 40% off coupon, bought the Sculpey. I went to Hobby Lobby with 40% off coupon, bought the plaster, things like that. And that's one of the reasons it costs so little. I'm still not looking where the actual camera is. Who cares? Anyway, so as you can see, it's now this. I'm going to throw this away. I don't know what else to do with it, but it's horrifying. I did prefer the shape of it better, but I didn't want to sculpt it from scratch because while I can sculpt pretty fast, again, I decided to start this project like 5 days into October, I think. So I didn't even have a full month to work on it. So I was like, even though I sculpted really fast, it was just sort of like, ah, fuck. So I made a mold of it, destroyed it. Now this is garbage. So when I'm done with this video, I'm just going to huck this in the trash can. What else am I going to do with it? It's horrifying. So what I did is I got plasticine. I don't know if I can. It's plasticine. It's basically what it's a wax-based clay that does not harden. In fact, if you get it hot, it will melt. So I used my hot glue mold to make an impression of the face, and actually it turned out really well. You're going to see some imperfections on this when I show it to you, but that's from pulling it out of the plaster mold, because the plaster is hard, the clay is soft, it's going to deform it. So anywhere there's an undercut or a jutting thing, it got deformed. But considering, now this has already been in and out of the plaster mold, considering that, this survived really well. My hot glue mold worked super good. You can see I did some like skin texturing on it that I'm actually kind of proud of, and now I want to do future projects. It would be so fun. God, I hope the audio is recording. I just realized I did one audio test and it seemed to work fine. God in heaven. Anyway, So this is the clay. Again, I'm throwing this away too because it's soft clay. Like, look, I can make dents in it, and there's no way to preserve it. There's no way to preserve it. It's just soft clay. I can try to keep it, but it's gonna get nasty with time. It's gonna get dust in it. It's just, this is garbage. This is garbage on styrofoam. And that was one benefit of doing the soft clay, is I could have a really light styrofoam base because I'm not putting it in the oven, so the fumes of melting styrofoam would not murder my family. So yeah, this is garbage now. These have been sitting up on my shelf with my store inventory. So it's been horrifying. Anyway, so I made a plaster mold of the wax face, and I have it still. And again, I'm trying to decide if I want to... Messes everywhere. Okay. It still had talcum powder in it. Anyway, I need to decide if I want to throw this out or make a new one. Like, is there any value in keeping this hunk of plaster? This optical illusion bullshit. Is there any... Will I ever... I keep blowing in it because there's dust in it, and I forget it's full of, like, talcum... No, cornstarch. Cornstarch is what's in it. Gross. So, this is probably garbage too. Am I going to make a copy of this face? No, I'm not. So, so what you do, and I don't have it on my desk. Who gives a shit? So, when you make a latex mask, and this technically isn't a mask, but I followed mask making tutorials. When you make a latex mask, what you do is you take liquid latex, mask making latex, which I didn't use, and I'll get into that, and you pour it into the mold till the mold is molded. Why did I put the mold away? I can use that for visual demonstrations. Ha! I'm good at this. So you would just basically take the plaster mold, fill it all the way with your latex, liquid latex, specifically mask. Me good word sound. Yes. So you'd fill it up with the liquid latex, mask making latex, and let it dwell. And what that means is you basically let it sit for 30 to 45 minutes, or up to like an hour if you really want a thick mask, which is where I made a mistake. And what the plaster does is it leaches the moisture out of the latex, which is what creates a thin skin. So then after like your dwelling period, you then tip this out and let all of the latex drain out, like over the course of like an hour or something. And then you're left with kind of a thin skin that's just sitting here. So then what you do is you take this and you just put it somewhere to dry. You can have a fan blowing in it or something. And within 24 hours, a lot of the thing about the mask making, it's not hard, and it's actually like you don't spend a lot of time doing it like you would with like resin casting, because the resin casting is a lot more involved, and this was actually way easier because the supplies are cheaper, and you just leave it alone. You just, like, with resin, it's like you have like timing and everything has to be timed perfectly, and this is just like you set it. Oh, it's been 45 minutes, dump it out. Oh, it's been an hour. Okay, just set it somewhere in front of the fan for like a day and ignore it. So that was nice. But that's... I just hit myself with it. But that's what you do. That's what I did. However, a difference I did was because it wasn't going to go on my face, I didn't care about it being mask quality. So the latex I bought, and this was also in the name of being cheap as fuck, was mold making. It's a mold I forget what it's called, but I think it's called Mold Builder, and it's a latex you... Her eye's gone wonky again. But it is a latex you brush on things to make molds of them, and it's the same. It's made of the same shit, just in a different like configuration, and I therefore don't think it's safe to put on your face. And one of the reasons is both kinds have ammonia in them, but the mask making get off my microphone. The mask making, I think latex has like a different configuration, so I think it's less ammonia, so it's less, yuck. I will say making this was stinky. Pouring the latex was stinky, so until it cured and it was done, it was a smelly bitch. So, then, now I'm going to start taking it apart, and I'm going to work backwards. So, now you get to see how it's held together. This little head thing is just a piece of like, again, this is from the craft store. So it was, I got it because it was on sale. Just a piece, like ribbon, with some slits cut in it for the ears. There it goes. So, her head is two pieces. One detaches from the other. And to remove the back, and that's just so I can get in and kept having to fix the inside. It was kind of future-proofing if it ever broke, so I actually have to get in and detach it. So how it's attached is actually by the ears and a magnet. So the ears are actually pieces of craft foam, like 33-cent craft foam, that I just cut out, folded over, indented, and then painted a little. So that's all they are, but I folded the edge of the ear over a paper clip. And that sticks into a hole in the latex, which is held in place with one of these locking pin backs, which I already have because I have enamel pins. These are things that will give a... Fuck, I don't care. I don't know where it went. It'll basically hold on. It's a locking mechanism for enamel pins and lapel pins that will hold them in place. So I use that to hold the ears in place because the paper clip is the same size as an enamel pin, backing pin. So yeah, I have tons of those. That was nothing. Now you're going to see just what garbage this is made out of. So this is plastic canvas that you do with embroidery, needle point. I don't know what you actually use it for because I don't do that shit. But that's what this is. It's just been folded over and sewn together to here's a magnet held on with hot glue. It's got some craft foam folded over and hot glued on just to be hair colored in the areas where the hair's. This hair, hot glued on. That's why she's got a ribbon on her head, to hide the fact that this hair is hot glued on. And this hair is actually Dollar Tree hair, and Dollar Tree is in a dollar store where everything costs a single $1. It's this kid's play hair. It's like a long and straight, and it's on a headband, and you put in. It's like extension for kids to play house with. I just glued it on, poured hot water over it to get it to reshape, because it's technically all this is plastic. It's like and then while it was still wet, I took my hair crimper, which I could totally use right now, and added texture. And I picked, there's different clans of Gelfling, and I picked the Sifa because they're redheads, apparently, and I like redheads, so I thought that. And also, I had very limited choices, so I said, there's tons of red hair at the Dollar Tree. There we go. Alright, so now you can see the inside of the head. It's horrifying. So that's, felt that's just been sewn, so I have a little thumb strap that my thumb hooks into, and it's hot glued into the bottom of the jaw, and you can see. Okay, so the eyes, here's the thing, I'm actually really proud of the eyes. They look really good. It's one of those things where the eyes look really good. They're made of absolute garbage. So these are styrofoam balls from the craft store, 10 cents each. The iris and the lens are little jewelry cabochons or whatever. Is that how you say it, cabochon? I don't know. I just buy this shit. They're little half domes with a flat back, and I just painted the flat back. I don't know if it'll zoom. I just painted the flat back with nail polish, 2 shades of nail polish, and blended them together a little bit, and that's what the pupil is to its nail polish, and then glued it onto the styrofoam balls. So considering they're made out of straight up dollar store nail polish styrofoam balls, they look good. So yeah, and here's how the mechanism works. You move one, the other moves. It's really that simple. I didn't get to finish it because I gave up. You can see it's hot glue. These are little my family makes kebabs sometimes, so we have little kebab sticks. Little I don't know, little hooks that I found. A piece of balsa wood. And lots of hot glue. You can see the hot glue abuse. And hot glue is how I reinforce the hair to make sure after I put, and I'll get into this hair in a second, how I put it on. And here you can see the natural color of this latex. It's really nasty. This is not mask making latex. I got cheap. Oh, and you can see the neck is actually craft foam. You see a lot of the outfit. This is the inside. Okay, my hand goes up in here. I had to make a lot of compromises because my hand can't go up into the body. Because again, this was made to be a rod puppet, and I messed it up. So it now has to accommodate my hand, but my arm's too fat to fit in the body. I didn't make it for this, so here we are. So yeah, this is how my hand goes, like that, up through the back. I never finished it up. You can see it's held together with pins and, excuse me, safety pins and stuff. So that's the head, that's the face. I'm now going to continue to disassemble it. because it's got to be put away. We have to move past this. We have to go get on with my life. I have things to do, and I don't want to have this taunting me from a corner. Alright, let me unpin everything real quick. And I always have these, like, magnets. You're not going to see it probably, but I have these magnets that I keep pins on. Yeah, having, like, pins near my head on a shelf is probably not the best idea, but that's how I live my life. I'm not going to change things now. Like, filling dead silence. Alright. Okay, so now the heads are moved. You can see this is like the piece. This is what it is. Boop, boop, boop. My hair is garbage. So, there goes the eye again. So, this is the, I don't know if you can tell, the latex is very thick. And I made it really thick because I'm a coward. And I was not sure if it would be thick enough. I thought I might rip it if I stretch it too much. Now, I mean, it's good, it's solid, but now it can't blink. It originally had a little cheap blinking mechanisms, and blinking mechanisms are way easier to do than eye turning mechanisms. So I'm bummed. I would have loved to have abandoned the eye turning mechanism in exchange for a blinking mechanism, because I made the latex too thick to have that kind of flexibility. So here we are. So the hairline is actually rooted. If you know anything about making like custom dolls, like Barbies, Monster High, Dolphies, what you do is you can root their hair, where you take a rooting tool or like a big fat embroidery needle cut with the whole everything cut at an angle, so it's like a sharp hook. And what you basically do is you hold the hair across what you're going to be rooting and stab it along the hairline, and that forces the hair into and through the flexible material and gets it stuck there. And that's how you do hair rooting, and that's what I did for, at least here. There are other parts of her hair where it's like I glued it down with liquid latex, because latex sticks to itself very well. So that's what that is. Sorry, I still love the eyes. As you can see, the face needs a second coat of paint, because it's suffered through a fair bit. It's had, this is on purpose, because I was trying to make a good Gelfling. Anyway, so there are areas where you can see the paint has flaked off in places around the lips. And because I'm not making a specific character, I'm just making a Gelfling, I guess an OC, if you will. I can make it up as I go. So that's half the reason I did that. So if there are any mistakes, I could just be like, it's meant to look that way. She has a mouth scar. Don't come at me. God. So yeah. So if I do want to do like a cosplay for fun, I got to decide whether I'm going to roll with this and just fancy it up or start from scratch, because a lot of this is all connected. If I start from scratch, this entire thing goes bye-bye. So I have to decide that. But I have months to decide it, and I don't want to think about it because I'm sick of this. I want to get back to my normal routine and not think about what a failure this has been. Anyway, this is what the body and stuff's made out of. This is just craft felt. That's the word I'm looking for. I was trying to say fleece felt. That's fine. This is craft felt, 33 cents a piece. The body is, this is remnant fabric, which is, if you don't know, you go to a craft store. If people like don't take a full ream or a full roll of fabric, there will be a lot left over, so they just sell it for super cheap. And that's what this is. Here, I'm going to disassemble this. More pins, yay. This is also like a 70-cent sheet of craft foam, that I textured and I did paint, like weathering painting on. You just dry brush it with black paint. This is puffy paint. You can get for $1.80, that you usually do on those puffy paint shirts to do 3D lettering, but I used it just to make designs. A little Sifa clan emblem. How fancy. I give a shit about lore. Anyway, so, and this is the body. It's super rudimentary, and it too comes apart. It's just polyfoam, what you would like use to pad, like, I'm gonna reupholster my deck furniture and make the cushions American flag pattern, yeehaw. Anyway, that's all that is. And this is more fleece. No, felt. I keep saying fleece, I mean felt. This is more of that ribbon. This is just, again, this is the most rudimentary sewing you can do. It's just like sloppy as fuck. I'm probably gonna throw this away because I don't like it. If I'm gonna do this better, in fact, this, also garbage, because if I'm going to start this up from scratch, I'm not going to use the garbage parts. The hands. Garbage. Literally the only good thing are the headpieces, and that's what I'm going to keep. And even those might go in the garbage. Okay, let me bring it back and end it on more of a positive note, because I've been kind of a downer, and that's just because I'm sick of this thing. I want to move on and get on with my work and feel like I actually am producing something and not wasting my time. And I want to have fun and play a video game and draw Angel's wiener. Not everyone's going to know what that means, but if you do. Anyway, so that's the head. I don't know how to end this. Anyway, yeah, it was genuinely fun. I'll probably like it a lot more 2 weeks from now. I want to be, I really like sculpting, and I'm always looking for an excuse to do it, and I just think I need to work it into the things I produce. Like, next year I want to make an art doll. I think I just need to sit down and do it. I always want to do cosplay, and maybe I can, like, instead of doing stuff for myself, like, do things for other people, because I've always wanted to do costumes and masks and special effects and toys and figurines, and I want to root hair, I want to, sculpt skin folds, bullshit like that. So I think I just was looking for an excuse, and I made Halloween that excuse, but, it wasn't a good idea. I mean, in retrospect, it wasn't a good idea. At the time, when my month was going differently, it was a great idea. Anyway, I'm done. You've now seen the puppet. We'll see what fate has in store for it. I'm eager to throw it in a box and move on with my life. I have so many things to throw away now, because, like, I don't fucking need half this shit. Like, am I gonna hold on to the hot glue face mold? No! Am I gonna hold on to the felt ears? I can make better ears. No, these go in the garbage. Am I gonna hold on to the giant, clammy to the touch, uncured head? No, it goes in the garbage. So that's the point of this video. That's the positivity. I made this video so that my efforts can live on in some capacity. Okay. Well, that's it. If I ever do this again, I'm going to put a sticker where the camera is, so I'm not constantly looking at myself and going, what a pile of garbage. Yes. Bad skin and bad hair? Do tell. Anyway, I'm done.